Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Katelyn from Katelyn Plans, and today I'm going to do a spread in my junk journal. So this will be like a more in-depth process-based video of just how I'm layering some stuff and playing around with some stickers. I wanted to use this combination. These ones are brand new to my shop. They are the Line Art Woodland creatures, and I'm so proud of these. I'm using them on the clear today because I thought they'd be really cute to like layer over some other elements. So they're all sorts of little woodland creatures. I can get up close if it'll focus, but I'm very proud of these. And I'm gonna do like a woodland kind of junk journal spread. So I thought these would be really cool with, according to Allie's brand new watercolor leaves. I am an affiliate for her. You can use my code Katelyn10 to save 10% off in her shop. It greatly helps me out when you use my code, just so I can continue to use her stickers on my channel. So I thought these would be a really cool like woodland spread. And then I grabbed some scrapbook paper, and everything's kind of scattered because I just finished like picking things out. But I grabbed this sheet of scrapbook paper out of this Jen Hadfield paper pad. It is 6x8 size, so it's a nice little size that I can kind of work with easily in this junk journal. I'll try my best to link everything down below in case you're interested in any of these materials. I got this one at Joann's. There's a lot of really cute little patterns in here, and they're like kind of outdoorsy. There's like bicycles and some florals, and this kind of fun pattern, little graph paper things. I love the little beetles. The beetles are so fun. I'm gonna have to use those at some point. The other one that I really liked out of here that I'm like, okay, maybe I almost bought the whole paper pad for this. Not this one, but this one's cute with little like suns in diamonds. We got, where is it? I'm gonna find it. These fish. I love the fish. They inspired me to make that fish sheet for my own shop. So maybe I'll have to combine those two into a spread. But lots of fun little outdoorsy kind of nature-y themed things in here. So Jen Hadfield paper pad. I pulled this one that's like a nice like pink and mustard kind of grid. So I've got these things. And then I grabbed some like extra embellishments that I had like loose sheets of. So these ones came off of the sweater leaf sheet that I used in my catch-all a while ago, but I just didn't finish the sheet. So I thought maybe these brown like rectangles could be fun to fill up some space. And then this one is from LPTG Creates. It's called Embellishments, and you get so many tiny little shapes in here. So I thought maybe we could like sprinkle some of those around. I grabbed some ephemera that I had in my collection already. Most of this is Bo Bunny. I think this one is Jen Hadfield. It came out of that same Live and Let Grow collection. So let's get outside. These four are Bo Bunny Beautiful Things. What a Beautiful Place. Some like roses on green. Beautiful with the mushrooms. And then like a leaf on some sheet music. I grabbed a Polaroid sticker from Taylor Ryan Designs. Not sure if I'm going to use this or not, but I thought the sunflower might be cute to add in like another pop of something. And then I grabbed just a handful of washi tapes, which I'm not going to use all of them, but I like to have options on the table when I'm just like starting a video. So this is what I've got. This one, I don't remember where it's from, but it's like an American Crafts one. It's like these fun, actually this one's probably Bo Bunny as well. I think it's from that Bo Bunny Beautiful Things collection. Still American Crafts. This one is Simply Gilded. This one is Simple Things, or sorry, Simple Stories. I got this one off of A Cherry on Top Crafts. And then this one is According to Allie Craft Paper Spotty Dotty. So this is what we're thinking for like my Harvest Woodland junk journal spread. I will show you what I've worked on in my junk journal since the last time I filmed, but it's not like a whole lot. So I've got like 2 or 3 different spreads since the last one I made on the channel. So this is where I last left off with this really fun Something Wicked This Way Comes Halloween spread. I love the way this one turned out. The layering on this is just like some of my favorite. Did the fun watercolor effects. There's a video for this one, so if you're interested in seeing more detail, you can watch the plan with me. This one I did off camera. I just decided I wanted to use some leftover stickers that I had cut like a little bit off for my own sticker shop. So these are the fall quotes. I paired them with these leaves that are from Live Love Posh. It's like a really old fall book that I bought like a year or 2 ago. So I paired them with those leaves. The girl is from Red Lyrics. This is like a Maggie Holmes ephemera piece. I layered that same Simple Stories washi tape on top of some Crete with Mandy washi tape with the fun like autumn pumpkins. Added in some Archer and Olive acrylograph in like a rose gold color. And then I used the packaging off of an According to Allie order to do the sunflowers because they come in these printed bags. So I decided to cut the sunflowers off of the bag and then glue them in there as like the base layer. So I think this turned out really cute. Didn't film this, didn't even take a picture of it. So you're the only ones who have seen it. This one I did for an Instagram reel. I wanted to do like a pumpkins themed thing. So the pumpkins are from my own sticker shop. They are the pink pumpkins. And then I used some Maggie Holmes ephemera, Maggie Holmes scrapbook paper for these. I cut it apart to do the little photos. Not sure where this one's from. I think it's also Maggie Holmes. I used the bullet points out of the Mojo Jojo Plans book to do like some decorative accents. These corner like florals, those are from that same Live Love Posh book that I'm just kind of working my way through. Some grid washi tape. I thought it was fun and just like a whimsical like pumpkin spread. Wanted to go like more pink and black and white with this one. And then I did this one as an Instagram reel as well, and I love this one. Another fun Halloween one, combining some small shops. So I have the Muse Designs Spooky Polaroids that kind of go here. I outlined them with like a gray marker to make them stand out a little bit more. Tim Holtz ephemera in the background, some scrapbook paper, these little washi strips of newspaper, also Muse Designs, and then the backs are Create with Mandy. This single alcohol ink blob is from According to Allie, but I had one left on a sheet, and I'm like, I might as well use it for something. So I decided to pair it in there. Again, Tim Holtz ephemera, same grid washi tape in there. I think this really fun monochromatic spooky spread is just like all the Halloween vibes. So I'm happy with that. I think it goes well kind of with like this. They're Halloween, but like in slightly different ways. So this one, we're gonna go more fall, and it's gonna be like a harvest kind of thing. So we've got some blank paper here in my Archer and Olive bullet journal, and I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into it. I like scrapbook paper as my first layer because I can get that pattern on the pages already. Trying to decide which way I want to rip this. We'll go like this way. And I'm gonna tear just like a portion like this so that they could be like one here and like one off the bottom of this side. I'll take my Tombow Monodots adhesive to fix this into place. I like this one. One, because I like the little dotty pattern that it makes. I think it's just visually pleasing to me. But it's also a lot easier to like remove just by like rubbing it off if I need to like take the sticky off of something. It goes on easy. It's permanent adhesive, but you can remove it off of the back of things if you need to like take it off. So I'm gonna do this section right up here. This journal is getting really bulky, so you can see where I'm at definitely by how much it's kind of puffing up on me. For this one, I want to do like a skinnier kind of stretch of it. And the nice thing about the graph paper is that I can use these as cutting guidelines. So that way I know it's pretty darn straight instead of freehanding it. Like that's the issue with like patterned paper is like I just kind of cut wherever I want. With the gridded one, we can just go right down the line. Use the Tombow again to fix this into place. I like the kind of asymmetrical paper look where one is a little bit bigger than the other one. I think it'll help kind of provide some balance. So where there's a lot of paper, there might not be as many stickers, and where there's a little bit of paper, there's probably going to be more stickers. So it'll balance out in that way. So I'm touching that down into place. And we've got our scrapbook paper first layer. It looks like I didn't put this on straight, but that's just because the page won't open like all the way. It's a little bit over glued up here at the top, but it's just kind of where I'm at in the journal. I'm gonna grab these ephemera pieces because I do want this one in the spread for sure. I love this like notebook edge here, like as if it came out of a coiled notebook. It was meant to be like damaged at the bottom like this. It was torn when I got it. So where do I want to put this? Like, be kind of fun up here. I don't know if I want to put it over like all of the like big scrapbook paper I have there, but this is going to be a difficult piece to do some layering on top of because it has like text, and I also want to keep this edge fairly visible. So I'm thinking it should go on this because if I place it here, it blends into the page a little bit more. You're not seeing that really cool like punched edge as much. The contrast of the scrapbook paper really brings that out. So I'm thinking I'm going to place it here just so I can keep that intact. And then I'll use my smaller ephemera elements on the side with the less scrapbook paper. And I'll use multiple over there, but over here I just want to do the one big one. gonna place it at an angle just so it's not like so straight. The grid is really straight, so I want to do a little bit wonky with that. And then, do I want to put this one in? I can't quite decide. And like, yes, this was supposed to be like this. I don't know. I feel like I could just cover it up and I wouldn't like hate it. And I could also place it so this kind of goes off the edge of the page as well. I like the touch of the mint green that it brings in. I don't think any of the other elements that I have really bring in that color. There's some green in the other ephemera pieces, but like that color makes me happy. So I'm gonna go ahead with this Taylor Ryan Designs Polaroid thing. You just have to peel the back off by getting your nail in between the sticker part and the backer, which sometimes can take a bit and sometimes it's really fast, but it's just kind of dependent on the day. So these are gonna be like a good element to add in. I think they add a cool like photographic touch to like a spread. So it adds something a little bit more realistic because it is like an actual photograph. You can find her over on Etsy, and these Polaroid photos come in like bundles of like 8 or something like that. So you get a number of them and you buy them by color. So this was part of the yellow Polaroids bundle. I think I got pink and brown. I need to get some more. She also has some really cool like just aesthetic like fall things that I've been kind of eyeballing. I need to like get some more stuff from her. That's all I need out of the scrapbook paper pad, so this is gonna go off to the side. And I'm looking at my washi options, and I feel like this Simple Stories one is gonna be the color that I wanna use for this. So I'm gonna peel it up. It's a little bit of a skinnier washi. Sometimes I like the skinnier washies, sometimes I like the, oh gosh, like, I don't know exactly what millimeter sizes these are. I wish I was able to tell you that. I think this one's like a 5 and the other one is like a 10 or something like that, but I'm gonna take a little bit of it and just kind of make it look like it tacked that photograph in place. We're gonna do something similar down at the bottom of it. And I can't decide, do I want some up here? No, I think it's gonna make that look a little like too matchy-matchy. And normally I like matchy-matchy, but in this case, not for me. I'm gonna go back over to the, well, it's not even back over because I haven't even started using this, but I'm gonna use the According to Allie watercolor leaves because I wanna use these on both sides of the spread. She has the cut lines really close to the leaves, so there's not too much of a white border around them, which I like because then I can layer them onto the scrapbook paper and it won't look like so obviously like, okay, this is like sticker border kind of area, you know? So I'm gonna take these and place a few in here. She has a number of really cool colors. So they're like oranges and browns, and there's some deep purples, and there's a little bit of green in there. So it's all the changing leaf colors. While we were on our vacation in Fargo, which was a great trip, we drove there. We drove 10 hours from Wisconsin to Fargo, and it was just beautiful to see all of the nature along the highway. I know like nature and highway, they kind of don't go hand in hand, but it was beautiful to see all the trees that were like multicolored because some were green and some were orange and some were yellow. So it just kind of reminds me of this sticker sheet, which is why this makes me like so happy. It was a really great trip. I had such a good time at my college's homecoming, and Nick and I got to do a lot of stuff in my college town that I haven't done in a while, like go to certain restaurants that I really liked and just stuff like that. So I don't know. I feel like this green is actually a really good color for this. It's a little bit darker than the other green, but I think it works. So with these ones, do I want them like kind of at an angle? Maybe. Can't do that. Could do it like, that's not bad. I mean, it's not my favorite, but it's not terrible. And I like the way that this one kind of just tucks underneath the paper. So I'm gonna place them like that. They're gonna get covered up a little bit when I start putting in like the woodland creatures and adding some leaves on top of them. I am getting a little concerned that I picked things that are a little too patterned to go underneath the woodland creatures. They are just line art, so you can see the black lines, but that means that everything else is gonna show through their bodies. And I picked clear because I wanted things to show through them, but I don't know, was that a good choice? I can't quite tell. Maybe I should place what I've got. I like the raccoon, but I feel like the skunk is gonna be the right size for the left half of the spread. So these are on clear, so you're getting like all those little clear areas. So I wanted the skunk kind of like over here. And the black is pretty opaque. Like, you're not seeing anything through that, but you can see a little bit through that, a little bit through the tail. I think it looks pretty good though. And what I did for the filler on this sheet is in the areas that didn't have enough space to fit like a full like creature. Well, I suppose these are creatures too, but in the areas where I couldn't fit like something even as small as like a hedgehog, I went with like these snails, the butterflies, and then the non-patterned butterflies. And it works well because there's a butterfly right here on the spread already. So I can kind of put these around. These ones are monarchs, and then the other ones are just like plain basic butterflies. So I'm gonna add some of those in over there to add in just a little bit of that extra black line art that kind of goes up the side. It's a little bit different than the rest of the stickers because it just is like so bold with just like black lines. So I want it to kind of be everywhere. And then I'm like thinking, do I need a leaf that kind of overlaps the skunk to kind of nestle it in there? Can't quite tell. I don't want to fill up the whole page. I like to kind of play around with some of this negative space that surrounds the different forms. Sorry, my phone battery is just like not cooperating lately. I had to like pause for a second there. And I think I realized the cause of it was like I have every single app on my phone open all at once. I'm like, why is my phone dying so quickly? And it's not charging super fast either. I think it's because I have everything open. So I closed everything. I just hope it helps kind of hold me over through the end of like this video. I've been filming a lot today, and that's probably not great on the battery life either. I got my catch-all done. I got 2 social media spreads done. I am working on this one. After this, I wanted to film a daily, but that might be something I just do tomorrow morning. And then I was like thinking I was gonna film like a junk journal with me reel, but I just can't decide if I'm like actually feeling up to that right now. Filming takes a lot out of you, and it's kind of like an all-day thing. I don't want to like set up the lights and set up all my stuff and like pick out my stickers for like one video. I want to make sure that I can like make the most of it. And I also have the day off of work, so I'm taking the time to like film some videos for my channel and be creative. I'm in a creative mood today. I love this raccoon. I really want to get it in there, like in the spread, so we'll try. He's gonna go like right over here. I like the black tail that kind of overlaps there, and I want to put some leaves behind, so I'm just going to use my tweezers to kind of clamp down that way so that the clear sticker paper doesn't go onto the page just yet. In the meantime, I will take maybe this like kind of orangey tan leaf. It's not wanting to come off the page like entirely. There we go. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to place like one right there, and then one of the ginkgos, which I love these. I don't think I've ever seen a ginkgo tree in person, but I love the way the leaves look. And then we'll take this one, and it'll just go like here. Hopefully those look good in the placement that I have them. It gives the raccoon a weird little like feather headdress kind of like plumage thing, like a bird, but I think it looks fine. So got that. What else do I want to do over here? So I want to add in more animals. I'm thinking this like rabbit or like hare over here on top of these leaves, and it's going to blend in, but I want it to kind of blend in. This is all about the layering for me. I think it's really cool to just build up layers, and sometimes things won't show through and sometimes they will, and that's all kind of like part of the fun process of it. I'm going back to my Simple Stories washi tape because I want to add in just another piece of it. There's some on the left half of the spread holding that sunflower in place. So I want to do something similar, just kind of on top of the green thing over here. I'm going to do like a little bit of, just a little touch, because it's not that huge of an ephemera piece. Do I need, yeah, I think I'd like some down here too. So I'm going to put that. And I like the way it layers onto that leaf. That looks interesting. So we have 4 touches of it. Ideally, I would have 5, but I don't think there's another spot that I really want it quite yet. I could still change my mind. I change my mind a lot, so. Little butterfly kind of hanging out by this raccoon. And I can do like one of the plain ones that kind of goes onto the leaf right there. I love the way the yellow shows through. And maybe one of these snails as well, because we're just working through stickers here. We're playing around with all the different designs. I'm going to place this one kind of down here on the green leaf so it has a little bit of show through. So there's a lot of animals in here. They're just kind of hidden in all the different patterns, which I like because, you know, when you go out in the forest and they're all kind of hiding out in the different elements of the forest. So that makes me happy. I like the amount of negative space that I currently have, so I don't want to like cut into it too much. I'm going to take one of these green leaves because I don't have any green on this half of the spread. And I want it to kind of cut in from the side as if it's like continuing in and there's some kind of like tree out of frame. And I have half of it that I can put somewhere else. So like we could even have a few leaves that kind of poke out from behind. What a beautiful place. This maple one I don't have on the left half of the spread just yet. So I could do like this. And like I said, yeah, they could poke out, but maybe one goes over and one goes under, or like under, because it's not actually underneath it. It just like looks like it is. I don't have any more of the purpley leaves on this half, so I should take one of those. It's all about kind of visually balancing it out. So it is kind of a game of what I do on one half of the spread, I do on the other half, but it's like doing so in ways that are different. So like the leaf over here is like there. So maybe I could like have it come in, or I could even continue this cluster up so that these aren't just like 2 leaves. Trying to preserve my negative space though. No, I don't mind that. I think it looks pretty good. My last 2 ephemera pieces. So let's go outside and beautiful mushrooms. This one I feel like is too big. And I'm putting them on the tweezers because it's just easier for me to kind of like see where things line up. I like the let's go outside, but I just don't know if it really has a place here. Like, it just feels a little too blocky and we're getting into the more organic layer of stuff, so I'm not gonna do that. But hey, I used up 3 pieces of ephemera in here. I think they worked out really well. And since they're all from that same collection, that Bow Bunny Beautiful Things, they kind of tie together. So like the foiling matches between the 2 pages, the line art style matches. There's some cohesiveness there. I'm deciding, do I want to do the LPTG Creates ephemera, or not ephemera, embellishments, or do I want to do these kind of like fun mod sweater leaf pieces? I'm liking the little polka dots on here. I feel like that could be a fun touch. And there's already stickers from my shop, so why not add in like one more shop? I love Lupita's stickers. She does some really cool stuff in her sticker shop. You can find her over on Etsy. I will link her down below. This is one of my favorites. I know it's like a very simple sticker sheet. It's just little dots and pluses, but I think they add just an extra little bit of oomph to anything. And she has some really beautiful like drawn stickers in her shop too. I love her illustration style. She draws them all herself. So I do have some of her stuff. I always forget to use it here on my channel. I should use more of it. I would love to show you some more of her designs, but I have so many stickers and so little time and so few spreads that I can like do every week, you know? At least with the junk journal, it's not tied to a specific week. So then I can just make as many spreads as I want in it, and they don't have to be like posted a certain day. They don't have to like, I can do like 5 in one week and none another week. Like, that's the beautiful thing about just kind of making for the sake of making. And there's something nice about like being able to use up my sticker stash. I'm not wanting to put these like little dots on top of the scrapbook paper just because they have that white border around them. I don't want them to stand out like that much. I want them just kind of be like little confetti elements around the outskirts of things. I think they're cute. As I was saying, like, I do always get like some comments or some questions about like, what do I do with this journal? Do I write in it? Like, is it a journal? No, it's not. I really don't like journaling. Like, it's not for me. I've also been asked if I was like planning on like selling it when I'm done. No, I think like for the whole purpose of like making for my own sake, like to just make things, I'd like to hold on to this. I think it's like something that's very special to me, and making progress through it is like, I can kind of feel myself in this journal. So I think I want to hold on to this one, but I hope that I am inspiring someone to like make something for the sake of making, like, especially here in this planner community when we buy so many stickers, like, and we don't have enough planner spreads for them. Like, you don't even need to know how many Halloween sticker sheets I have. Like, I made so many for my own shop, and then I wanted them from all the other shops. So I have so many Halloween stickers, but there's only so many weeks I can use Halloween stickers in my planners. But there's like an unlimited number of pages I could use Halloween stickers in here. So I'm putting them all to use. I'm getting the things that I love on the pages while I love them, because that's the bad thing about sticker hoarding is you love them so much that you don't use them because you're waiting for the perfect occasion. And then by the time that you're like, oh, I should use those, you don't love them as much. So I want to get things on the pages while I'm still like really feeling them, you know? And not that I'll ever like not love these woodland creatures, but like right now I'm just kind of obsessed with them. Like, they're just on my mind. So I'm going to use them. I think I want to pull out the old dusty watercolor palette again. I used it in my last video that I did, but for this one, I just want to do this like white pearlescent kind of watercolor. And I don't have a brush. I should find an old makeup brush or something, or just buy a paintbrush, or go back to my like other craft room at the apartment that I still rent and grab some of my paintbrushes from there. But I'm just going to kind of apply it with my fingers. I'm going to grab a little water and just kind of dab it in some places. I grabbed just like a tiny amount of water in a Tupperware, and I'm just gonna like wet this with my finger. It's not gonna be perfect, and I think that's what I like about this like finger application, is that if I'm using a paintbrush, I feel like I need to like make specific shapes. But with this, I can just kind of apply it, and you're not really gonna see much of it because it is like white pearlescent watercolor. I don't think it's gonna go well on top of the clear, but I can see like some kind of like reflection from it, so I think it's doing its job. And if I put it on top of the scrapbook paper, I wonder how well it'll show up there. Like, you're seeing the blobs, like where it's coming off of my finger. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where it's like, it's for me, not for you as a viewer, because I'm the only one who can see it. So I'm just applying this. That's the nice thing about the Archer and Olive paper, is that it is really thick paper. I think it's 160 GSM. So you can like really apply like lots of different media on it. Yeah, I can go over things and make them a little bit darker, especially if I let the water sit on the paint pan just a little bit longer. Then it's a little bit more opaque. Kind of feathering it out though, because I don't want it to be like super dark and fingerprinty. Dabbing it onto this leaf. We're getting some like cool little shapes in there. I don't want to bring in another color. Yes, there's other options in this palette that you probably would have been able to see a bit better, but this is what I want. I don't want to like add something that's going to visually change it too much. I just want like a little bit of like something else. And, you know, I said I wanted to preserve that negative space, but I can do that with this paint because it's not really adding like a whole lot of like extra stuff to the negative space. It's just kind of adding a little shine. There's some paint or water I accidentally spilled on the page. Can just dab it with some glitter. It'll be fine. So this is what I'm doing. I really want to I'm going to try a little bit on top of the animal just because we'll see how well it stays on there. I'm all for experimentation, and I think that's one of the things that I like about the junk journaling, is that experimentation is a lot more, it's easier to do because it's not like this is the one spread of planner that I have for this week. If I mess up, I mess up. And like, these are the 7 days I'm working with. With this, I could glue pages together, or I could flip to a different spread. I will say I see a feather, part of a pink feather in this watercolor palette, and I know it's from sorority recruitment. many, many years ago. So I'm gonna leave that in there just for the memories. But that's what that pink thing in the watercolor palette is. I don't know what I was watercoloring during sorority recruitment, but it had to be something because that pink boa feather from the feather boa, it's in there. Okay, added in my little splotchy splotches, and I'm pretty pleased with it. I think I'm gonna call it done on this one. I like the way this turned out. I'm just gonna let it dry for a second, and I'm gonna put the water away, and I will come back and show you the finished product. All right, so I'm a bit more zoomed in so you can see some of the details. Watercolor isn't completely dry yet, but I just wanted to get the water out of the way so I didn't spill it on the table. I like the way this turned out. You can kind of see the little pearlescent accents. I think that was really cool. And I like doing a little bit more like mixed media. I know I'm not like adding like a million mixed medias in here. There are some things that I just like will not touch for like texture reasons, like oil pastels and charcoal and chalk. I don't do that. But watercolor I can deal with. Maybe I could do some stamping in here at some point, but I'm just kind of experimenting with like different stickers and layering techniques and whatever. It's a nice blank canvas to be like creative with, so there's not a whole lot of bounds that I have to like constrain to. It is an A5 size notebook, so like it's a little bit smaller than I'm like used to working with, but that's a nice challenge because normally when I'm planning like letter sized, so it's nice to work small. But this is what I've got. Do I want like one more animal here? I can't quite tell because I'm like thinking maybe this hedgehog would be really cute there. I should just do it. If we're using the animals, we're using the animals. So I'm gonna take this little hedgehog, and I hope I'm filming right now because I've had awful luck with my camera. This guy's gonna go right here. Beautiful little hedgehog. I'm really proud of the Woodland creatures. They're probably one of my favorite things that came out of this latest release in my sticker shop. So if you're interested in those, the link is down below to my Etsy, but I'm gonna call it done on this. So we've got the According to Allie leaves. You can use my code Katelyn10 for those. Woodland creatures are from my shop. Ephemera pieces from Bo Bunny are from Joann's. LPTG Creates for the little dots. Scrapbook paper is Jen Hadfield. This Polaroid photo is from Taylor Ryan Designs, and the washi tape is Simple Stories. And then the journal that I'm working in is my Archer and Olive journal. So this is like what it looks like, but any dot grid journal will do. So I just really like the Archer and Olive ones because they're really high quality, and I like what the company stands for. So happy with this. I think the spread is really cute, very harvesty. It's like going in the forest, like as the leaves are changing. So I love it. So there you have it, my Woodland Creatures harvesty, autumny, junk journal-y spread. If you liked my video, hit the like button down below. You can also subscribe to my channel for more fun planner-related content, and follow me over on Instagram at Katelyn Plans, where I share after the pen photos, as well as photos of spreads that did not get videos. Thanks for watching, and happy planning!